day 111 of 365 days of meditation. Day started off well. Was up at 5:30 for a morning meditation, so success there. Practice was about 50 minutes. Nothing really profound other than just noticing, noticing that in the morning, in some ways, the mind there seems to be a lot less chatter. And I don't know if noticing, but just kind of reminded about that, I guess, maybe is a better way of putting it. So yeah, early morning meditation, the mind seems to have a little less chatter to it. 50 minutes in a morning meditation flies by, it seems like 15. Just before you know it, it's gone. So that's definitely something that makes a morning practice easier. It probably feels like it goes by faster because it's just more relaxed and pleasant. So good reminder there. Then went straight to exercise from there, and then came home, had some breakfast, did a little bit of work, and then my day sort of derailed. And I guess the lesson was that, you can go from feeling very good in the morning to doing certain things throughout your day that will create anxiety. And it's, I guess, the reminder that, for myself anyway, at this point in my life, anxiety isn't something that just creeps up on me out of nowhere. If I'm paying attention to what I'm doing and how I'm feeling, I will be acutely aware of the fact that what I'm thinking and or what I'm doing, in the case of today, what I was doing and also what I wasn't doing, can create a lot of anxiety. I had a lot of work, and I needed to sort of organize it and structure it in a way that I could sort of create a plan of attack, and I didn't, and it was a bit overwhelming feeling, and I went down a bit of a YouTube rabbit hole, and what I definitely ended up feeling like after that was just majorly anxious. Consuming too much YouTube in one sitting does not seem to be good for my brain at all. No surprise there. I know when I consume too much TV or too much video games at past points in my life, never really got into video games too much, but when I was much younger, or TV years back, I would also be left feeling anxious and feeling like crap. So yeah, I guess that's just a reminder. Organize my to-do list in the order in which I want to do things, and just focus on one thing at a time. And yeah, put the cell phone away. Man, is it ever addictive. Is it ever easy to go down that rabbit hole, and then be left feeling incredibly anxious afterwards. But yeah, that was it. I mean, it's interesting though. I would say that, I'm starting this morning practice, like getting into the morning 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m. type thing again. And who knows, there might be some 3, 4, 2 a.m. things if I start going to bed early enough again. I might wake up after 4 or 5 hours like I used to, meditate, then go back to bed, which seemed to be a good cycle for me. But right now, trying to push my bedtime earlier and wake up earlier, I seem to, the going to bed earlier comes after feeling tired because I woke up earlier and didn't get enough sleep. And I think feeling a little bit dysregulated there because of this new shift in my schedule. And also there's some resistance to it. I can definitely feel this resistance to it. And whenever there's resistance to it, I notice that when I'm making a change, and waking up at 5 or whatever is not an insignificant change unless you're doing that already. There's going to be some resistance, and then there will be some feelings of a little bit of chaos that sort of surround it. It's almost like, I don't know. It's almost like the subconscious doesn't want to make the change. And it's hard to shift your sleep-wake cycle in a short period of time. It is definitely hard on the body. It can be stressful. Jet lag's a prime example and an extreme example. But it's hard to take on any new habit. It sort of knocks the body out of homeostasis. And I think the body wants to conserve energy. And so it wants to go back to what it was doing before. And when you don't let it, it'll kind of thrash around like a child having a tantrum. And I think that's what today was. That was me thrashing around like a child having a tantrum, or my subconscious doing it and sabotaging me to some extent. So maybe just being aware of that, and when I'm making changes, really trying to set up my environment for success, knowing habits that I can fall into, and trying to eliminate them from my environment so they're not even an option. For the phone, maybe just, I don't know, throw it in my bedroom underneath my pillow and just make a rule that I'm not going to look at it for the rest of the day or something like that. Put it in the refrigerator. I don't know. Throw it on the top shelf in my laundry room that I need a ladder to get to the top shelf because it's way high up, and put it way in the back corner so it's inconvenient or something like that. I guess when I'm trying to make changes, I know when I'm trying to make changes that I'll go into this sort of state where I make it harder on myself than it needs to be. And that's what happened today. So progress in the getting up early for meditation 2 days in a row. Definitely going to be going to bed early tonight. It's 7:30 now. I'm probably going to be out by like 8 o'clock. And a step back on the productivity side today because of some anxiety and dysregulation that led to procrastination, or the seeking of short-term pleasure or dopamine via watching YouTube, and then which led to not getting done what I wanted to, which led to increased anxiety, which led to more of the YouTube, which created this cycle today that was not ideal. So anyway, no big deal. It's just one day, and don't do it again tomorrow, I guess, right? That's what it boils down to. So that's it for today. In closing, if you're struggling at all with your mental health, and I don't necessarily mean one day of feeling a little off like I was, or even a couple days, but if it's chronic, if it's sort of relentless, if you feel like you're drowning in depression or anxiety, or just struggling, unable to cope with your mental emotional state, and it's really negatively impacting your quality of life, talk to somebody. There's no need to suffer in silence. And the sooner you talk to someone, the sooner you can start to make changes in your life that will lead to a better quality of life. And I know from firsthand experience that is the case. At least that's been my experience. So I would encourage you, if you are struggling at all, to go ahead and break that silence, help break the stigma around mental health and mental health discussion, and take the first step on your path towards a better life. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.